Macmillan Audio presents Framed in Death by J.D. Robb. Narrated for you by Susan Erickson. Nothing is really so poor and melancholy as art that is interested in itself and not in its subject. George Santayana. Some people's money is merited, and other people's is inherited. Ogden Nash. Chapter 1. Death was his art. For too long he'd waited for recognition of his gift. Even, yes, the adulation his extraordinary talent deserved. He wanted his due, and had worked and suffered to share his vision, his genius with the world, only to see lesser talents rewarded while he faced rejection. Rejection. Criticism. And worse, tepid, patronizing, infuriating advice. He took some comfort knowing so many of the great masters had faced the same ignorance, the same blindness during their lifetimes, only to be lauded after death. At times, he fantasized about sacrificing himself on the altar of his art, as others had before him. Van Gogh, Mauer, Goetz, and more. He wrote long vituperative suicide notes, placing the blame for his death on the cruelty of art critics, gallery owners, art patrons, and collectors. He considered hanging, swallowing pills, a leap from the rooftop. He considered, most seriously, slicing his wrists, then using his own blood to paint his final self-portrait. It would serve them right, all of them. The drama of it spoke to him. And oh, the copious tears that would fall over the tragedy. He envisioned that last stunning portrait in a place of honor and wonder in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Millions would gaze at it and weep for the incalculable loss. But he didn't want to die. He didn't want fame and recognition after his death. He wanted it now. He wanted to bask in it, bathe in it, luxuriate in it. He would wait no longer. Not his death. No, not that. But art and death would merge in their ultimate beauty and mystery. And he would give others the gift of that beauty. Others who found themselves ignored, overlooked, devalued. He would, with his genius, immortalize them. So he planned, and he spent months on every detail of what would be his new period. And at last, with all in place, with all perfection, the time had come. Wandering his studio, admiring paintings he'd created, he took a pill for energy, for clarity. He often wondered how anyone could create without that lovely boost. Riding on it, he prepped his canvas. He'd acquired all the costumes for his models, and now painted the background for the first, created the negative space for her head, her shoulders, the trail of the scarf from her headpiece. By recreating a masterpiece, improving on it, he would prove himself a master without peer. And the model he chose would become, fortunate girl, immortal. She would live on well beyond a September night in 2061. Indeed, she would live forever. Pleased, he cleaned his brushes. He dressed carefully and without his usual flair. It wouldn't do to stand out. He chose black to blend with the night, and worked his fall of golden brown hair into a braid, then wound the braid into a tight circle at the base of his neck. He studied himself in the triple mirror on the bedroom level of his home, and imagined what she would see. While the glass reflected an ordinary face, a man of small stature and slim build, he saw a young, beautiful man with a poetically pale, perfectly symmetrical face. He saw deep blue eyes he'd trained, when younger still, to telegraph innocence. She, he thought, would see the beauty and the opportunity. He'd spotted her when he'd scouted the streets for the right one among the poor, the unfortunate, the ones who worked to eat, those who worked to simply survive another day. He often wondered why they didn't just kill themselves and be done with it. He'd never known that drudgery. But he had known despair, a despair pushed on him again and again by ignorance. He was an artist who used his innate talents to bring beauty to this dull, often dreary world. He'd been born into wealth and privilege, and that afforded him the means to focus all on his art and not have to fracture that focus on some mindless, miserable job. He understood the power of money. Tonight, he'd offer the one he'd chosen the kind of money she couldn't resist. He took the elevator down to the garage where he kept 2 vehicles. He thought the sleek black sports car would serve as another lure for her. He'd bring her to his studio in that. When he took her out, he'd need the all-terrain. Though the area she worked was several blocks away, he didn't want to draw too much attention, so he cruised by it. Sometimes the street-level licensed companions gathered in groups, other times they spread out. He spotted her, the short red skirt, the low-cut top with spangles that glittered in the streetlights. He drove another 2 blocks to an automated lot where he flicked on the jammer that would prevent the scanner from reading his car. He meandered his way down to her, made eye contact, then stopped as if unsure. He watched her slow smile and thought again, perfect. Hip swaying, she walked to him. Looking for a date? Actually, I was just going to... You have wonderful eyes. The rest of me is even better. Standard rates, and I'll prove it. Would you walk with me? I'm working, handsome. I'll pay you. He reached in his pocket, took out a 50. Bait for the hook. 50 to take a walk? Yeah, for that. He gestured the way he'd come. And more if you agree to pose for me. What kind of poses are you into? She took the 50, then fell into step with him. I'm an artist. Yeah? What kind? I paint. I'm working on a show for next spring. I don't actually know the standard rates for what you do, but if you'd pose for me tonight and tomorrow night, at least 2 sessions, I'll pay you double. You've got the face I want for this portrait. Her eyes narrowed. He wanted her eyes on canvas. Double? It's important to me. It could be the centerpiece of my show. My car's in the lot right over there. My studio's not far. She wasn't ready to buy it, he thought, so he offered what he believed would tip her over the edge. I can give you 1,000 a session. It's probably going to take 3, maybe 4, Up to 4 hours each. After that, a model, especially if she's not a professional, can get stale. 4 hours? He could see her calculate. Yes, those who needed money often calculated. And any sex works extra, standard rates. That's fine. Half now. As they were nearly